I'm Crantonimo. I'm a lead senior software engineer that has worked at companies starting from Fortune 500 up to now Fortune 50. I've worked at multiple late stage startups and have built apps for the open market on the side. Front end, back end, product design, development, and taking everything that I've learned in my professional career and doing reviews on other people's applications in the open market to see what they did right, what they did wrong, and what we can learn from it when we build our own apps for the market. The way I'm going to structure this review is starting with initial impressions, what everything that I get from their landing page, how it's laid out, and how clearly I understand why I want to acquire the software. Then I'm going to move into the onboarding process, how easy and intuitive it is. Then we'll move into actually using the application, how intuitive the interface is, how much it actually lines up with what was communicated on the landing page. We'll move into, after that, power user items, how simple it is for me to get familiar with how to use these power user items. And finally, we'll do overall thoughts of the application as a whole, what I think they need to improve, what they have done fantastically, and what we can take away from it when we're building our own applications. So, pretty prompt. Already, starting on the first part of this landing page, I am blown away. If you want to figure out how to make the best possible first impression for your customers, this is textbook. First of all, we have number 2 product of the day, ratings from the Chrome Web Store, automatic social credit. We automatically know that people are getting huge value from this, so it's justifying continuing to learn more because it has already been useful for people and they're showing that. Grammarly for prompting. So they know that their target market would extremely likely be familiar with Grammarly. They've already narrowed down very extensively who their actual avatar profile is. They are making it so easy for me to understand how I'm going to be using this product in my regular day to day. They're already aligning themselves with what I already do and what my processes already are. So I know I'm not going to have to learn something completely new to get a massive value from this, and it's going to fit into my pre existing behaviors. Turn any text into perfect prompts, improved AI results in one click. Really clear, really concise value proposition. Combining the problem and solution statement, it's saying any text that I make, boom, perfect prompt and improved AI results. So they're already showcasing the problem of the AI results not being particularly what I want them to be or being low quality. And they're already providing a solution where it's like one click, now you're going to get the results that you're looking for. They've shown me that it's useful for people. They've built social credit. They've communicated that it's going to fit into things that I'm already doing in my already pre-existing behavior. They have clearly defined the problem and solution that it is providing. And right away, I have an invitation to try it for free. So demonstrating value and social credit, and now I have a reason to try it for free. Wonderful. More social credit works with the things that I'm already using. Unlike the last application that I reviewed, where they have these huge blocks of text showing everything that I can do, they have a really, really simple video. It's only a minute long, so I'm not gonna have to invest a ton of time into watching it, and it lines out very simply everything that I'm gonna do and everything that I would want to use this for. By the time I've reached the end of this video, I'm already really familiar with the value proposition and how it's going to fit in and how I'm going to use it. Really great. Value demonstration and then call to action. Now, in the last video, we had the features of the application scrolling like this. Those things require me to really look into and understand what each thing is saying. These are just reviews. This is a perfect demonstration of how to use fancy things. 90% of users aren't going to really sit here and try to read reviews. They just want to see that you have reviews and they want to see that they look real. And they look real. But if I want to, for the other 10% of users, see Wall of Love, I can click on this and then have a really easy way to sit here and dig into what these reviews are. Very good. Try it out without even logging in. That is huge. See, that tells me that they have a large amount of confidence that their product provides real tangible value. And it makes me feel like they're not trying to mine me for my emails so that they can sell my data later or use it to remarket to me. And they're really actually trying to help me. And then it goes straight to the download page, add to Chrome. And then it gives me a really quick blurb about what I can expect with free and when I pay for it. No credit card required. Really cool. It sets a really good expectation for the life cycle I'm going to have with this product. So once I'm going to start using it for free, and then I'm going to see some value, and then I'm going to want to probably get the light one, and then I can see very clearly here the big benefits of going pro when I decide to. They have more social credit building here. I see companies that I'm very familiar with, and it shows me how they help those companies, improving prompts for 20,000 plus users from companies like a further explanation of what the actual value proposition is. It's a reiteration of why I want to try this product. Instant value, better results, time saving. FAQ sections are not really my favorite with landing pages because I assume users are going to have an attention span of a mosquito and be as young as 5 years old. It is a little bit of a ridiculous expectation, but it helps me direct how I'm designing things and how I'm communicating things so that I'm as concise as possible. But with that being said, they keep their FAQs very, very short and concise. There's not very many of them. There's 10 of them at most. And then each answer is a paragraph. I don't feel like I have to invest a ton of time. Lots of try for free CTAs, so we'll click on it. And then we're brought to the Chrome Web Store. Building an app that is hosted on the Chrome Web Store builds tons of trust because I am already familiar with using things from the Chrome Web Store. I know that they require decent level quality from people and security in order to be hosted on the Web Store. So that is a really great idea. It fits into what I'm already familiar with. They line up what they have on the landing page to what is on the Chrome Web Store. It seems like they expect that I've already been to the landing page, and then it's just a quick reiteration of everything I learned there. It's really good, and it gets down to the point, which is what you want. So add to Chrome, pretty easy. Add Pretty Prompt, and then it opens ChatGPT immediately. Okay, welcome to Pretty Prompt. It already pops up. That's pretty cool. Type your prompt, click the stars, and then improve your prompt, and then it goes away. Pretty cool that it did that. I don't remember it doing that the first time. It might have been an update. Hit the improve prompt. Very easy. Like I'm already using chatgpt.com, and it fits right into what I'm already doing. It gives me this improved prompt. The apply button is very easy to see. I can also copy it if I want to. The apply button is very easy to see and recognize. It already fits in with what I expect. Boom, and then it's already there. Absolutely fantastic. And then moving into the actual browser extension window, this is extremely cool too. So it's very similar to what I've done already here in their demo. Really great big action button here, send to, and then I can send it to one of these right here. I can send it to ChatGPT, automatically opens ChatGPT and puts it right in to use. It gives me enough room to use the product and figure out what it does. And it does actually kind of give me tips as I'm using it. It does give me a little bit of a tutorial video, but it's not having me read through a bunch of documentation or instructions. It's getting me in to use the software. After I've already gotten my feet wet, and have a good understanding of the primary value of the software, now you need to sign in. We want your email. You've already provided me value. My email feels like something that is valuable to me. By already providing me value first, I feel really inclined to give you something valuable of mine, which is my email. There was one thing that we're not seeing here because I've already used the software before, is that it does actually let you do a good few prompt improvements before it does require you to sign in. And what happened is I would improve a prompt, it would send it to ChatGPT, and then I would be like, oh, it's gone. I can't really continue to use this part. And then I would go here and I would see like no history or anything like that of the things that I've done. I was kind of expecting that. One improvement that I could see is that you'll see when we sign in that the history is actually available in this menu here, but only after sign in. it'd be a little bit better if I could see a history section or a history option in this menu, click on it, and then it would tell me that I need to sign in order to have history. Then I'll know for sure that yes, I will be able to revisit the things I've done before. I'm not going to have to start from zero every single time. It's just I have to log in. Really displaying all of the functionalities of the application, even if they're locked behind a sign in or even a paid option, which you'll see they do very well in other parts of the app, is the best way to do it. That way I know it's there. I just have to provide you something in order to use it. Really easy sign in. Like, this is exactly what you want from a sign in. Look, check this out. Look, this is what I really like. Most companies, they have like a cool little image or something like that, and then they have the sign in with Google. These guys go even a step further, and after they've asked you to sign in, they give you even more reason to trust them. They're like, you can sign in. Look at all these people who have signed in and have been using it, and look at all the great value they're getting from it. Huge trust builder. That is amazing. I don't think I've ever even seen that before. And I'm brought directly to the web app. There's one more thing I wanted to go over. I didn't see that pop up before that it said click the stars and then you'll be able to use the application. Maybe that was an update they did. But initially, when I started to use the application before the video, I made a prompt and I was like, so how do I use this? Like I looked in here, I was like, okay, well, I have this thing, but how do I use this here? Not really sure. And then I saw the star thing, which I've never really seen before. And then I clicked on it and figured it out. It wasn't clear enough on the landing page that when I'm in my chosen AI app, that this star thing is going to show up and that's what I need to use. It was somewhat hinted at in the landing page. I would like it, especially in the Chrome store. Like, you kind of see this window here. You kind of see improve your prompt, which is not how it works. That must have been like an old version. It needs to be even clearer. Remember, 5 years old. So it needs to be even clearer when I get onto my chosen AI app that this thing, I need to look exactly for this button. So there needs to be an image where it's just like you see a cursor, clicked on that, and then it's expanded. You know what to expect already on the landing page. That's the one thing that they're missing from that. Okay, so initial thoughts about the UI. They open the UI directly to the core use case of the application. Fantastic. And I already pretty much know what to do. This is a really simple thing to understand, and they have it even clearer. Like, I'm 5 years old. Wonderful. Enter a prompt on the left and click improve prompt to see enhanced version here. Fantastic. Follows the same process that I've used the app in the other areas. There is one thing here. So add prompt to library. As a 10-year-old, I understand what that means, but as a 5-year-old, I don't. So at this point, I don't know what the library is. If there was maybe better wording or something extra that would assume that I'm 5 years old and I need to know what my library is, that'd be better. I'll click on it, create new library prompt, save it to your library. I think that's pretty much fine. I think there's room for improvement there a little bit. It's good for a 10-year-old, not a 5-year-old. In the two other areas that I use the application, which is the browser extension window and in my chosen AI platform, I can click a button and it automatically sends the improved prompt to that provider. Here in the standalone web app, it doesn't. It's only a copy option. So that is a disconnect between the other places that I use the app and the standalone web app. I should pretty much have almost the exact process and experience in using the standalone web app that is maybe better in some ways, but it shouldn't be worse. And that is worse than using the app in other areas. So that's something that can be improved upon and to make everything a little bit more consistent. All right, so in this window, it improves the prompt. And then when I click on refine, it takes that improved prompt and moves it automatically over to this refine section. And then I can make my refinements, then I'll be good. So let's just click some refinements here. It refines it, and now I can apply. Boom. The difference between that and the web app is that, see here, I have my initial prompt, I have my improved prompt, and then I go to refine prompt, nothing. And there's no way from improve, and now my improved prompt is gone. And now there's no way for me to really get my refined prompt. And if I saved my improved prompt from the library, there's no option to access my library here in order to take what I just did and move into a refined prompt. So that's a big disconnect with how the browser extension and the in-app version works versus the standalone web app. And that is removing consistency, and it's making the standalone web app experience worse than the other areas in which I was using the application. Another thing about the UI, the primary uses and the primary value that I'm going to get is front and center, and it is not overcrowded by power user items. I see here this context thing. That's a power user item. The sites thing, power user item. It keeps everything extremely simple so that I can get value out of it, and I'm not overwhelmed by any power user items. It's a really, really big positive thing. And then I go into history. I look at history. Great. Shows me my history stuff. The main thing that this software and a lot of other software is solving is the copy and paste. The copy and paste is a huge pain in the butt and a major problem with AI tools. And there's something that is being solved with things like Copilot, where what I used to have to do is copy my entire file and then go to Claude and paste it in, ask the question I need answered, get the result, and then copy and paste it back in VS Code. The way Copilot solves that is that instead of having to do all that, I just hit a little button and it adds the file to the context of the question already. And then I can ask a question about it, and it gives me the option to let it make the changes itself. And so they've completely removed copy and paste from the entire experience. Here, although in the browser extension and in the AI app integration, that problem is solved, but here on their standalone web app, I only have the options to either add this to the library or copy it and then go to refine prompt and then do my refinements. What could be done to make it even better, there could be options here to click, like if I have only an improved prompt here and out here, there could be an option here that says refine prompt. Or if I have a refined prompt here, there could be an option that says improve prompt. So removing some obstacles and completely removing the copy and paste from every part of the application will keep everything a lot more in line with what I've expected by using the other application sources. So that might be a bug. So previously there was a button here that said add to library. That was probably a bug. It's probably just something I need to look at. Hopefully, if I were to click that button, it would just take me here and say you need to upgrade. But I like that. Personal prompts library, that makes some sense. The only thing is it doesn't really demonstrate the value of having a prompt library. I don't understand why I need it. 10-year-old level, you can think about maybe why I would want a library, but remember, 5 years old, so it would be probably a little bit better if they gave me a problem solution, like still using the same prompts over and over, or having the same issue over and over again, or want to organize prompts, something to tell me why I want to upgrade to a prompt library. But I will say it is really cool that they have the feature prompt library, shows me that it's there, and then when I click on it, I'm just like, oh, okay, it fulfills the expectation of this being here if I had it, but I need to pay. And so that's really, really good. More upgrade to Pro CTAs, very good stuff. Tells me what package I have. One thing is it shows me what subscription type I have up here and the limits that I have. That is extremely good. Okay, so I didn't see that before. So when I was initially reviewing the app for the video, I didn't see anywhere to click. I see now if I click on this bar, I guess it doesn't do it anymore. So it did it once where I clicked on the bar, I saw something to click, and then it gave me an option to upgrade. There needs to be a lot more clearer thing here if I'm doing free version or anything like that, or anything less than pro, to be able to click to upgrade. Anywhere you show my subscription, if I have less than the greatest subscription possible, or there are limits in this page that require a larger subscription, there should be a really, really clear option for me to go and upgrade my subscription. Settings page is fantastic. Shows me my account information. It shows me my plan here. Right here, there needs to be a way for me to upgrade because there's very clear limitations on what I can do here. These are all things that I really expect. These are all set my language. Yeah, these are all really good, except just that one improvement. Anytime in an application that you show me that I have a limitation, and I can see clearly that it's based on the plan that I have, you need to have a way for me to upgrade it very easily and quickly. Context. Add your context once, and Pretty Prompt will include it wherever you prompt. That's a pretty decent amount of direction but you kind of expect me to be pretty familiar with contexts. I think we could probably assume that most people would understand here, but if we're taking the viewpoint of the user is 5 years old, this isn't enough. It would be a lot better if there was like a link here or a link here that says demo context use or see how context improves your prompts. Like, I would really like to have an actual demonstration of the kind of value I'm going to get from using this feature here. Also, it gives me another reason. If there's limits on how I can use the context, then that'll give me another reason to want to upgrade and pay for it. So it seems really cool. I get the idea. It's like instruction files for Claude Code that you implement so that it follows certain ways of doing things. I get it because I'm familiar with how these tools work. I think that for most users, there should be it's got to be dummy proof, and this isn't dummy proof. This feature, create snippet. I don't know what a snippet is. Create your first context snippet. It uses different words, context and then snippet, and it kind of doesn't line up. So this should say your context snippets and then add a snippet so that it lines up very cleanly and concisely. And then this is pretty good. Let's say I'm a software engineer and then I'm working on feature development. I like this step-by-step thing. It's very simple, 3 steps. Doesn't ask me too much information. I don't want to go through 20 questions to get this going. I'm just trying it, and I could probably get more in depth later once I know how this is going to work for me. And I'll go with concise, create snippet. I still don't know how this is going to work in practice. It takes a lot of trial and error for me to get a good idea. And I don't really know, like, if I have a bunch of snippets, like, are they going to override each other? I need more explanation on how this actually works. And it needs to be a lot easier. It seems really cool. It seems like a really good power user item. I think it could probably be incredibly useful, but I need more dummy proofing. Sites. This is really badass. I can see where I can use this plugin. I can even enable other places to use the plugin. And if for some reason it doesn't have the plugin, the site that I usually use available, it shows me all these coming soon. So I have an incentive to start getting familiar with the tool and use it in other places because I know that soon we're going to have it available on the tools that I use. One thing that I'm just noticing now, if we go back to the landing page, Lovable is right here. But if I'm in the app, it's not available. So that needs to be fixed. You can't set expectations like that. If I almost primarily use Lovable, I'm familiar with that logo, I'm going to come in and trying to figure out why is this not showing up on Lovable. Oh, I see sites here. Maybe that's it. Oh, what? They don't have Lovable available. That sucks. It's coming soon. When is it coming? So kind of not setting, you're setting an expectation and not delivering it. That erodes. You've done so much to build trust on every step of the way. Now you're starting to erode it a little bit, which isn't good. If you're gonna keep Lovable on the landing page, have a date, have a very specific date on when it's coming, or remove Lovable, or show something in the landing page that says maybe this is extended. That might be a pain in the butt to do, but if you extend this out, this like a chip, and with a Lovable logo, and it just says coming soon, that would set the proper expectation. Help and documentation. This is a really good help screen. Tips, updates, browse FAQ guides, and contact support. I know there's a lot of FAQs, but I can search through them. That's really good. Open docs, features, improving and refining prompts. The docs are concise. I can look through here and see what questions I have, and then everything that I click on has a video, or I see screenshots with very clear explanation. Oh, more video. This is really great. There's video demonstrations of everything. There's clear screenshots. I think for this one, the video should probably be first so that I have the easy way out, and then I can look further into actual screenshots if I'm still confused. I think that'd probably be a little bit better, but overall, really, really good, and everything's explained quite in depth. Improvement that could be made on this. Let's say I'm in context, right? And I had that question where it's like, how is this actually gonna be applied? So like I said before, demo video, let's say I don't know how this is actually going to work, I should have some kind of CTA to get directly to the documentation documentation section that is specifically geared towards this feature. So I don't really like the fact that I have to I have a question about this thing. I gotta click here, click here, click here, and then click here. And then hopefully find what I was looking for. If instead I was like, I have a question about this context snippet area, and then it has like a button, and then it goes directly to the exact documentation I need to review for that context area, that would be so much more seamless and a lot easier for me to deal with. And then I'm not wasting a lot of, I feel like I'm wasting a lot of time making all those clicks to get where I want to. For every view page, there needs to be right here or something like get help or something like that, or view documentation. And the documentation should be set up such that whenever I click on, say, improve prompt, view documentation, then it should give me a page like this, and all of these links here are specific to this area that is being viewed. The browser extension is really good. It does everything I expect it to. I like everything pretty much about it, and I can just open the different ones that I want to, see all sites, go to help. I like the hide improve prompt button. That's a pretty cool option. I can change button position. Very cool. Yeah, this is all really great. It's better thought out than the actual standalone. And so now moving on to the in-app integration. So I like all of these quick deals here. I like that I can still view the library, and then I get Try Pro Now, a CTA to upgrade in order to use it. Very good. Refine. Although its placement was bugged out, like if I clicked it again, okay, now it's not bugged out. Its placement was bugged out, so that's something to look at. My limit set here, anytime you're showing me my subscription level and the fact that I'm limited by my subscription level, you need to have an easy, this should be clickable so I can upgrade. Or there needs to be some kind of upgrade CTA. If I'm about to run out of prompts, I'm just like, oh crap, I'm about to use this. I notice I'm just about out of prompts. I need to upgrade. Now I got to go find an upgrade button and find out how to do it. If I can just boom, click upgrade, and then it takes me through a flow to upgrade, and I can come back easily and boom, I'm ready to go. That's going to be a really good user experience. I like how I can move this around. I like Upgrade Pro, really good. I can copy it, apply it, context disabled. I kind of don't know what that means. It is a new feature and a little bit of a power user item. I really would like it if there was a button here or something that said learn more about contexts, so that I know why I want it to be enabled or disabled. I did just improve the prompt, right? Now, if I remove all of this and then re-click improve prompt, it's gone. I do an improve prompt, and now I need to go into a different tab to do something. Here, maybe I want to review something in the documentation. When I go back to ChatGPT, the window's gone. And now I have to reload it. It takes more of my prompts remaining, some of my limitations. It makes sense that I'm clicking off of it and then it's disappearing to make the workflow a little bit better. I would prefer it if there was a pin option. There should be a pin and an exit option somewhere up here, or maybe right here where the drag around is, so that I can put it here, or put it right here. I can click pin, and then I can apply it, and then it stays open, and then I do this. Or let's say I want to put it here. I want to keep it. Can I resize it? I can't resize it. Let's say I want to keep it up here. You should be able to resize it. They should really make that. I want to keep it here, and I have this improved prompt, but wait, there's something I needed to add to it. So let me go back into here. Okay, I found out what I needed to add to it. Oh, it's gone. There really should be an option to pin it there and then exit out of it so that it doesn't continually go away and it's not continually using my credits when I try to reopen it and reuse it. Final thoughts. The landing page is absolutely fantastic. It sets expectations. It gives me a mental image of how it's going to fit into my existing behavior. It gives tons of social credit. It demonstrates value and the problem solution proposition in a very clear, concise manner with easy to view videos and really clear explanations. The application is very clean, and it has some power user items, but they are set aside so I can get the primary value out of the application without being overwhelmed by power user items. If what I'm using in the actual AI app is fairly consistent with what I would use up here in the browser app. The menus are very easy to traverse. In most areas where like I want to use a pro item, I see the option to use it and then it tells me that I need to be pro. Unfortunately, I think this is a bug because it's not showing me the pro CTA. But if we show here, I go to my library and then I see you have to have pro. It's not hiding the feature. It's showing me that this feature does exist, but I just need to upgrade in order to use it. Things to improve. Anytime you show me a limitation based upon my subscription in any part of the application, there needs to be a very clear, easy, and direct way for me to upgrade. When it comes to all of these different places, there should be a view documentation link so that when I click on the documentation link, it gives me a list like this that only applies to the things I'm going to be seeing on this screen here. There should be better explanations for some of these power user items and demo videos. I don't think I should have to go to your context and be like, that's cool, I don't quite get it. I gotta go to this help thing. Okay, read the docs. It seems like a feature. There needs to be a section I can click here that either shows me a demo video, opens one up, or it takes me directly to a documentation page where it gives me all the information I need about how to use this feature. A little bit of a lack of consistency between using this part of the application, using this part of the application, and then using the dedicated web app application. The way the web app works is noticeably different than how these two other ones work. These two other ones work fantastic, and they make things very seamless, very easy. Whereas the standalone web app application, there's a lot more friction between, for instance, improving the prompt, then sending it to the refined prompt. And then overall, this is a really, really good application. It has all the most important things. Everything else that I outlined when it came to power user items and consistency and all these other things, they're fairly minor details. But when it comes to the major things, this application hits everything. It is very, very well done. Very high level of craftsmanship with this app. Hopefully they take some of my advice and improve it in these ways to make it a little bit more dummy proof. But overall, if prompts were a really big part of what I needed to do my operations effectively, I would without a doubt pay for this. The main things I take away from this: really look for details for dummy proofing, make help a lot easier and simpler to acquire. Don't be afraid to show abilities to upgrade. People are going to want to when they're in the middle of using things. If the application is hosted in different areas and is used in different areas, make everything consistent across all those different areas and how it's used. Really focus extremely concisely on the value proposition. The original headline told me exactly what it was doing, and everything in the application is geared to that very specific value proposition. Any of these other extraneous things, all these cool features, those are mostly the areas where there needs to be some refinements, but the core value proposition is so simple to get an outcome from as a user. They never detract from that. And that is probably one of the most difficult things to do when building software, and they've done it fantastically. That's going to be it for Pretty Prompt. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any thoughts in the comments, and if you have any other applications that you want me to review. Your thoughts are always appreciated.